Game over.
Okay.
So, you see, me, when I say me, when you say me is your flesh and blood. Now, if you think, if they're talking to legal fictions or whatever,
I'm doing that.
see, that's not you, right?
My physical body, yeah.
I mean, if I were to show you a photograph and I say, is that you in the photograph?
No.
Well, you see, now you're causing a dispute because you're saying no. You see? Because I'm going to say, well, it looks like you.
I'd have to physically point at myself and say that this is me.
That's better. But, you know, there's another way of doing it. Yeah, well, yeah, sure. Or you might say maybe, well, if you think that's me, ask it a question and see if it responds.
See if it replies, or is it stationary?
There you go. Listen, I think Andy wants to come back in and I got to go do some stuff anyway, so I'm going to drag Andy back in here.
Thank you very much, Vincent.
No problem, you're more than welcome. Well, hopefully that'll give you something to think about.
Absolutely.
And Andy asked me to pull him back in and now he says he's busy. What's going on, Andy?
I'll certainly be looking at that court video because that intrigues me.
It's very hard to hear it.
I'm obviously very young and I've only been awake for a year. Right. There's a lot of information.
Well, can I ask you, what is it? A council tax thing?
It is, yes. It's non-payment of council tax, and I've not sent them any notice or anything like that.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Just wondering, also, a quick question: is there anything I need to present to the court, or what do I do when I turn up at the court? Is there anything I need to particularly say?
Well, I think we just pretty much went through that. Well, we went through what I'd say.
just when I turn up to say that I'm actually here at the court.
I'm trying to call Andy again. Are you there, Andy?
Yeah, I'm there, man.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, have I lost you, Chris?
No, you haven't lost me. No.
Okay. Sorry, you're hitting the red lines here. I don't know if the sound's okay. So, well, look, explain to me then. I mean, how much? What sort of a council tax bill are we talking about here? If we were to count ducks for a minute.
Well, basically, the bottom line is I've never contracted with them. I've never agreed a repayment plan. The figure's sort of around 400 quid, but obviously they're going to add all their stupid costs on top of it. So we're probably looking at 600 quid, 700 quid.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm pretty much aware that there's not really going to be a prison sentence involved in worst case scenario.
Oh, they might.
No,
I would say what my understanding of it is that they hire the courts themselves and they fill it with their own staff. So they actually haven't got the authority. They haven't got an oath of office to actually have the authority to make that sort of judgment. Am I wrong there?
If you grant them subject matter jurisdiction, then they do. And you see, what I'm saying to you is what I say to a lot of people: if you haven't boned up and studied very precisely what subject matter jurisdiction is, then you will grant it to them, in which case you can kick and scream all you like, they will drag you.
Yeah, I explained that to a little bit earlier about subject matter stuff. Obviously, he's coming at the last minute, so it's going to be tough to gen up on all that before tomorrow. But the thing is, Chris, mate, as I said before, my wife's in the same hearing as you, mate, but she won't be there because, well, she's not that person, is she? So she won't be there. But I'm more than prepared to meet you earlier on, a couple of hours earlier on, go through some stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Andy, you'd already gone through a lot of this stuff with Chris, had you?
Oh, well, I literally saw it on the Skype. Someone said, look, help needed. Chris is going in. And I just thought, well, and then I realised, okay, it's just crazy. I realised that my wife's got the same flipping summons for the same day. We just brushed it under the carpet. We did what we do on TNS. We just sent it back, return to sender.
Well, what I just say is, in relation to the guys on the chat box there saying legs of the table being crash course on the legs of the table, the 4 legs and whatnot of subject matter.
Oh, 4 legs, yeah. I mean, if you don't give them the subject matter, they ain't got the 4 legs.
Yeah.
But it's so easy. I mean, for instance, I said to Chris earlier, I was in last year for a mortgage case, and I think I was doing okay. And then the judge suddenly said to me, "Where's Mrs. Thornley today?" and I answered him, and by stupidly answering him, I recognised the fact that Mrs. Thornley existed, and there you go, bang, you've given him the subject matter. That's how easy it is. He could say, what's that in your pocket? Oh, it's a handkerchief, bang. You know, that's your subject matter.
Yeah, if he says, what time is it? And you say 3 o'clock, boom, you're gone.
Yep, you're done. It could be nothing to do with the case, and he don't care, because he's been trained in subject matter. Well, he's been trained in jurisdiction, you know. Whether you're innocent or whether you're guilty. Like, if I say to you...
Well, that's what they're going to ask you, if you're innocent or guilty, right?
Chris owes me 10 grand, right? So Chris owes me 10 grand, so I take him to court, and he'll say, Chris, do you owe this man 10 grand? If you say yes or no, you've had it. Because you've recognised the fact that there's a 10 grand debt.
So your response, your appropriate response, Andy, would be?
Would be something along the lines of, I'm unsure as to whether I can make a legal determination. So that question.
Nice, I like it.
Sweet.
Yeah,
shame we didn't do that bloody 12 months ago, mate.
Know? Would you say, well, yeah, I know, or maybe perhaps, well, I don't know?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. And you're making the allegation, Judge. You tell me.
Now, why don't you know? Huh?
Well, because I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. How simple is that? You see, what happens is you actually don't get put into prison for what you don't know. You actually get put into prison for what you do know.
You convict yourself.
That's it. It's the conviction. You're convinced.
Mm.
Ergo, you're a convict. You now carry a conviction. It's in your mind. Folks, it's 11:15 and I'm going to hit the hay. So I'm going to finish up. Any last things you want to go through quickly?
No, I just want to say to Chris, I mean, hopefully I'll see Chris tomorrow and give him a hand down there, but
that would be good. Most appreciated.
Just listen, mate, just think about a spider's web, yeah? Just stay in the middle of that web and do not budge. Because that judge will do, or whether they do it wittingly or unwittingly, I don't know, but they will try and pull you off point. They might say, why are your shoelaces undone, or something ridiculous to pull you off point of where you are, and then as soon as they pull you off point, you're going to forget where you were going. You're going to forget your track.
It's just a mind game. Listen,
it's a mind game, mate, yeah.
Thanks very much. I appreciate everything. This was a Financial Frontline on TNS Radio on Thursday night, me on radio again. I'm going to start putting in for overtime here.
Yeah, too right.
Okay, listen, Ewok cut us off. Tomorrow night will be hopefully Brian and Chris. Thanks for that. Sorry, Chris, is there anything you wanted to just add in before you went?
No, I just wanted to thank you for your time, that's all.
No problem, you're more than welcome.
Well, there's £50 an hour, mate.
No problem.
Okay, good night.
Well, listen, we'll come on tomorrow then just for a quickie and tell you how it went, mate.
Please do. What time roughly will you reckon you'll get out?
Well, I don't know, we're in there at 2, aren't we, Chris?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. All right, lads.
Shame, mate. Hey, Chris, you haven't got a dongle, have you, Chris?
I haven't got a what, sorry?
Talk about that off-air, lads, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no sweat.
Cheers, bye.
See ya.